The winner of the bonus ball last week was Sebastian Jones, aka David Appleton. Well done, David.
He'll get it, don't worry, he'll get it.
Tony, 300 club draw.
This is a quarterly draw, and so it's 150, 100, and a 50. So slightly more than the usual monthly prices. Now there's a young lady here. Would you like to draw the first number? 299. Oh, thank you.
299. Well, it's always nice when someone's here, isn't it, Andy Kingsmill?
Yeah. $254. Too high.
54.
96.
Peter Elliott.
Yeah.
He's a doctor.
Pass.
Mad.
Olympic silver medal.
This is for 50.
50.
Number 13.
Oh.
13. He's also here tonight.
Oh.
Which is always good news. He's on this table.
Oh.
Gareth Lloyd.
Oh no, he won last month.
In the morning. Thank you. That concludes the draw for March. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Tony.
Okay.
Now, before I conclude, has anybody got any other news they wish to share with the club? Richard?
Yeah, I'd just like to mention that I mentioned a couple of weeks ago about the Crystal Palace races. The 3 boys who won the intermediate inter-counties, inter-schools, all started at Crystal Palace. We had our last event, not this Saturday, just gone, the previous one, and we had 497 boys in the Year 3 race, and a total of nearly 1,700 children running altogether. So the future of the club, in terms of the boys and girls coming through, looks secure, apart from the fact that the authority that now runs the park seem more interested in making money than in actually accommodating our event, because now they've rented the whole of the top terrace where we normally start for the whole of November. So we're now having to move our date to a day when we've probably got the Kent League on. So if anybody has any influence over the people who now run Crystal Palace Park, could you please lean on them a bit and say, look, this is an event that's been going for 30 years, feeding Blackheath and Bromley. We'd like you to carry on doing that. They just seem interested in making money. Last time we went up there, they charged us £750 for the 2 or 3 hours we're up there. And a £1,500 deposit, which they actually cashed before we'd done any damage. So if you have any influence over them, please write to them, whatever, and say, look, this is a great event.
Yeah.
Let's please keep it going.
All right. I'm sure we know something.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay, Biff.
Go
We
on.
got another over here.
Thank you. Just another great event is, of course, the Ted Pepper. Ted Pepper is coming up in about 6 weeks' time. I've got some marshals, but I need more. So if anybody can volunteer, if they're not running, can they come and see me? But I will also be sending out an email in the next few days to everybody to make sure we get enough marshals to ensure the event progresses. That's it.
thank you, Steve.
I've got
Oh,
some
and
news.
yourself
I'm
then.
going to pass across to my fellow cameraman here. John, it's your last Wednesday, as you commented. Tonight isn't the occasion to go through all that you've done during the year, but I think maybe to reflect on what you've done on Wednesday nights. You've kept us all entertained and informed with your President's news. You've helped us settle into our new home, because this is our new home. You know, really, we're only been here a week or two before you moved in. That's true. And you have, through your attendance record regularly on a Wednesday, earned the right to be a proper Wednesday nighter. So here is a Wednesday nighter's tankard
Oh.
for you, so that you remember it forever. So, John, thanks for all you've done.
Thank you very much. Well, that's very kind. That's very kind. Thank you. I hope you'll indulge me because I didn't want to finish tonight without a couple of reflections and some thank yous. I've often been asked, especially in the last few months, have I enjoyed my presidency? And yes, I have. I have enjoyed it, and for a number of reasons. One of them is that some of the things that you do as a president are just inherently very enjoyable events. So the bigger events like Vice President's Supper, the annual dinner, and the past President's Supper, coming up to the club on Wednesday nights has been a lot of fun too. And my feeling is that over this last year, this building has now become sort of the clubhouse, and enjoyed not just by our members, but we get a lot of very positive comments from people coming in from other clubs who are just absolutely bowled over by the facilities that we've got here. So I'm sure this will continue to grow in popularity. Another reason for enjoying the presidency is it's got me involved with events that I hadn't really had any involvement with before, like the Ted Pepper, like the Paris Handicap, the Club Cross-CVountry Championships and the mob matches. I knew about them but had never experienced them firsthand. And another thing is that I've got to know a lot more people in the club and find out about the contributions that they make, which are often quite invisible to the majority of people in the club. Now that's quite a long list, but for tonight I thought I'd just like to mention a few people. Bob and Terry, who've been running the bonus ball draws, and Tony Pontifex for the 300 club draws, because that does so much for fundraising for the club. Dave Beadle for his work on handicapping our club cross-country events, the Ted Pepper, the Bennett Cup and the mob matches. Adrian Stocks and David Carton for their work on organising the Will Bolton relays. Dick Griffin for his work on the Paris Handicap, and I'm sure I've forgotten somebody in that list. I'd also like, of course, to thank the people who've helped me with the President's News, especially cameramen, Steve Hollingdale, David Appleton, Bob tonight and previous nights, and Pat Cownan for keeping me up to date with new club records has been very helpful, and to other people who've contributed text for me to use in the news. Now, the other group of people I mustn't forget, who I'm always pleased to see on Wednesday nights, are our excellent cafe and bar staff, and I hope sales of Timothy Taylor won't drop too much over the coming year. And finally, I'd like to thank all of the regular Wednesday nighters who've been so welcoming to me and made these club nights a pleasure to be at. And I hope you will welcome the new president just as warmly. Thank you very much. And that will be it, because you've had all the any other business, any other news, so good night to you all.